What is going on, View Crew? Welcome back. It is a certain point of view. We are back after a 2-week little break here on the channel because we've been a little busy. We apologize, but we're back talking Schmoedown. We're very, very excited here. So, because of Friday Night Titans to talk about, we also have a guest tonight, Mr. Robert Parker, very well known. Been here plenty of times. Very excited to talk to him in his new form this year. His new form. Very interesting Robert Parker we have to talk to this year.
It's not nice this year.
He's not very nice. Doing a lot of bad things. As you can see, we are one shy today. Molly's a little bit busy on Sunday evening. So we're holding down the fort. I know how everybody's doing. And I know that we're probably going to be a little somber answers today because we're so tired. But Jill, I want to hear from you. How was your weekend, Jill?
From what I remember, it was pretty solid. We went to Brandon and Sabrina's place last night. Hung out with the fun group of schmo people. Drank a little more than I had intended. Woke up not feeling so great this morning, so now I'm drinking a nice big old smoothie. Yeah, living the dream, man. It's great.
And you got a nice little photo shoot from what we heard.
I did a very drunken photo shoot with one Frank Janish. We were sitting in the living room.
I thought I was mentioning the OnlyFans thing. Yeah.
Oh, the OnlyFans. Oh, that's right. So, okay. So
I mean, it might have been Frank shooting the OnlyFans.
No.
Yeah, was Frank the photographer? Was Frank the photographer that time?
But Frank, he took some really cute pictures of me last night too. But no, so we were like, so they have this really nice, pretty apartment complex, and we were out hanging by the pool, and they have like this like congressional area that's like, it's like just like this space that anyone in the apartment can go to, and there's like a bunch of couches and tables, and it's just like a hangout space. We were chilling, and then we see these girls go in, and this lovely lady is wearing like a full-on G-string thong bikini and full-on doing like an OnlyFans photo shoot on like these communal couches. And it was it was interesting, good for
we will neither confirm nor deny. Neither confirm nor deny.
See how quickly he gets confused.
Right. But yeah, so we were like, I mean, hey, good for you. You earned that cash, girl. But like, don't you have a couch in your own apartment? Like, why are you doing that here?
Yeah.
So that was interesting.
We were getting play-by-play updates on what was happening.
Parker, someone was gonna go in. Parker's in the chat asking me. Someone was gonna go and be like, "Hey, you got that link though?" But no one did. We behaved ourselves. So
the one time you behave yourself.
The one time.
Well, I'm glad you had a fun weekend, Jill. From what you remember, that's awesome.
From what I remember.
Brian, how are you doing, man? You're back home. Spent the weekend at your mom's because I forced you to play more golf with me.
I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
I have Brian on video swinging and whiffing 3 Happy Gilmore shots, everybody. It's I'm going to have to tweet that out. It's great. It's great.
Tweet out the video of you throwing your arm out trying to throw a baseball.
Well, that's a lot different. I threw a baseball in my arm. Yeah, like that's a little different than missing the ball.
You're not no hurting yourself.
A little different.
Yeah. The best part, he throws the baseball, and like within immediately, like 3 seconds later, he just starts screaming. So
my arm was hurting bad, pretty bad.
Yeah, Sean, golf.
Max.
Yeah, I'm freaking exhausted. This was my first week back at work, coming off of Jake's bachelor party.
You're back at work? It's July.
The kids get no summers anymore, essentially.
It's July.
I know. They start August 1st. And apparently teachers need 2 weeks to train. At least my school apparently does. I don't know. But so I'm going from Jake's bachelor party, back to work, go home to Jake's family golf tournament, drive back to Sacramento.
Was that a family golf tournament? That's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Brian, was it fun? It was fun, huh?
Yeah, it was fun, but I wanted to win.
You win some of
those. Let's be honest. The best part was the food at your aunt's.
Always.
Facts.
Food is always the best part.
I'm still like upset that I didn't eat more. and I was full to the point of throwing up. Yeah,
I was scarfing.
and then I'm off to freaking work Tahoe for 3 more days at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. So
Crushing life, Brian. That's what it's called.
and then the
Crushing
my
life.
demon children come back on Monday, so it's gonna be
Hope you enjoyed your summer vacation.
seriously.
I feel like you
know,
just
Brian, you're gonna
started
love it.
summer break.
You're gonna
Not to
love it.
mention, we had Comic-Con going on this weekend, and Jake and I like scream tweeting at each other when things were dropping after the first half hour because he had to drive
Yeah.
home.
Yeah, and my phone died on the way home. It was great. It's great.
Yeah,
It was great.
so check out Apocalypse. We got a lot of things coming that way.
Shameless plug. Shameless plug.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, we have a lot of matches to talk about tonight. Obviously, we didn't have a show last weekend, and I am taking all the blame because it was my bachelor party, and there was no way we were doing a show on Sunday evening. Just no way. So that's why we are here discussing 2 weekends of Friday Night Titans. So you'll hear 4 match discussions here in just a little bit. I see him in the chat, and before he's either gone or not commenting, I want to congratulate Mr. Sean Wingblade on his win.
Yay!
Johnny?
I am so far behind. I just realized I didn't wish you congratulations. So congratulations. I almost said happy birthday. I'm a mess.
Yeah.
Just watched the episode this morning. So.
Yeah. Big win for Sean. That was awesome seeing him on there. I know he's been trying for a while to play MTS, so very, very cool.
I remember when he told us that this was happening because we were going to see what movie?
Doctor Strange.
Spider-Man? Oh,
Doctor
Doctor
Strange.
Strange. Yeah. And it was
No, maybe Top Gun. Might have been Top Gun.
I don't remember.
It was in May. I don't know.
But we were like, yay.
Doctor Strange was in May too.
Yeah, it was one of those.
Something.
Time jumbles recently. It's
It
just
was
all
a
over.
movie.
Time is a construct.
It's
Because
crazy.
Sean Wingblade is Jake's neighbor, for anyone that didn't know.
Yeah, 7 houses down. All right. Well, before we get to matches, I have a special guest that we're going to be talking to. Excuse me. He's been here plenty of times. He has a big match coming up this Friday. Championship match up against his former teammate, former mentor. So let's go and bring him on. Pick his brain a little bit because he's been a little crazy this year.
A little
Been a little
sassy.
crazy this year.
Well, sad.
sassy.
There it is,
Sassy.
Mr. Robert the Spider Parker.
Hello,
What's up,
thanks for
man?
having me back on.
Hi, Rob.
I'm ready to turn this into a golf podcast. I also went out yesterday. It was great.
Let's go.
Should I just
started-
leave and have Sean?
started
come
driving
on?
with a-
Like,
I started
Make it a
driving with a
golf
5-wood
podcast.
instead of my driver and actually hit it better. It was crazy.
So for anybody
Yeah, I'm
watching,
ready.
Brian is a sneaky good putter. Sneaky good putter.
Yeah,
I don't know where it
until-
came from.
And it's because I grew up playing mini golf like crazy. And then
Well,
it's by no means is my putting traditional, beautiful. So anytime they try to correct me and no, you
You're
need
like,
to do this way, I whiff it hard. And
Well,
then
it's
the second
because-
they let me do
so-
it, goes in.
Good speed,
golfers,
bad
all they-
line kind of thing.
Yeah.
yeah,
whatever.
and we're
Yeah.
all about reading greens, right? Because we're trying to
Right.
break this way. Brian just gets up there and puts it, and it's always near the hole.
Mhm.
Right.
Always.
And
I
then
Always a
anytime
good
you
up,
try
like
to-
a good two-putt kind of thing. Yeah.
and it's
Anytime they
it's
try to
great in a
correct me-
scramble. It's great in a scramble. So it worked out great for the tournament. He had a big birdie putt late in the game that worked out really well. Anyway, Schmoedown.
That's
Moving
about
to
as
your
good as
Schmoedown,
I did the whole
everybody.
weekend.
like golf, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I got to bring it up because a couple people have been mentioning in the chat. Parker, where is Elvis? What is going on with Elvis, man?
Elvis, look, I can't confirm or deny the details, but
He's that
I
blanket
can
now
say
behind you.
that yes, this is Elvis. Yes, no. Look, Elvis is being kept in a secure location. We want to make sure he's safe. All right, want to make sure he's taken care of. So Elvis is doing just fine.
Is he though?
In an undisclosed location, we're keeping him fed and watered. We're taking good care of that.
What are you?
Water.
Well, is he a
Like
plant?
a plant.
Yeah,
You gotta
he
water
might as
him?
well be.
He's like a chia pet. Like a
What
chia
would you
pet. There you
feed
go.
it?
Yeah.
What do you feed Elvis?
A combination of like wood shavings and it's like on a good day like pizza crust, like the burnt pizza crust.
So
Burnt-
you're telling me
burnt pizza crust with wood
leftover
shavings.
leftover barbecuing, essentially, wood shavings and pizza crust.
Yeah, he likes the charcoal too. Like if you have a barbecue, he'll go after that charcoal bag. You gotta hold him back.
Wow.
Oh my god.
We're learning so much about Elvis, more than we ever had when he
Wow.
Barbarian.
Right,
had
this
him.
deep Elvis lore that you never knew.
Deep Elvis lore. That's what we're really here for. Is that Elvis lore.
Well, no, look, as far as the actual Schmoedown goes, it took a while for you to actually show up this season. We didn't see you for a little while. You showed up and you laid the hammer down. You laid the law down. You joined the den. You're over there with shenanigans. Ben.
Oh, now you're booing them?
When did I not boo the den this season?
You've been a den shill since day one.
No, I haven't. Not this season.
And then you jumped to corruption, but still kind of had a little love for Mama Kate.
Nah, the den's mean.
Look, all we know is that Jill's vote is for sale. That's what we need to make sure we establish.
Yeah, I mean that's true. Whoever feeds me and
whoever gives me the most attention and love.
Exactly. That's the faction that I like the best. So
that's fair.
Boom.
But I mean, look, how is it with Kate and Dan and Ben? We see the stuff on screen, but really, how is the den?
It's good. It has a similar vibe to what a lot of the dungeon had last year. Obviously it's not exactly the same because we don't have, Mara, and obviously Kaiser is incompetent while Kate is clever. But in general, I think the studying vibe and like that kind of thing is pretty similar. But that's also because Dan and Ben and I have now been working together for a season and a half. Like you just start to build up a rapport with each other. So that's kind of where we're at. We're coasting along. I think we're in a really good spot.
All right. Fair enough. Jill, I'll let you take the reins. What do you got for Mr. Parker here?
Why? How dare you, sir? How dare you break the hearts?
How dare I?
How dare you, sir?
How dare I? I'm the one who was let down. I'm the one who had it.
Brian, don't you dare. Brian, don't you dare.
I'm the one who was promised all of these things and had nothing but whispers of success in my ear for 2 years, and nothing ever happened. It didn't ever work out. I never got to the top of the mountain. So you know what? Why not change it up? I'm the one who was held back for the last 2 years. I'm the one who was slighted. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm just getting what I was promised, getting what I deserve and am due.
Okay, that's fair. I'll allow that, I suppose. I do have a question though. Hey, I mean, I get it. I'm not happy about it, but get it. But I do have a question. I want to know where your headspace is before this title match with Kevin. How does it differ between your preparation and your headspace with your match with Kalinowski? The title match with Kalinowski is spectacular. Are you going into this a little bit differently? Yeah,
definitely. I think part of that is straight up. I just think Kevin is like a way better player than Mike is. So I have to like. Look, Mike is clearly the Ichigo. Like his accomplishments speak for themselves. But I think like pound for pound, like who is the best trivia player in the division? I think Smets smokes him. If we took a 3,000 question quiz or 10,000 question quiz, Smets would smoke almost anybody. Like, but that's not what the Schmoedown is, right? So you kind of have to. You can't really prep for the knowledge. You have to prep for the gameplay a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Smets and I have been working together for years, like you said. Former mentor, former friend, former brother. No longer any of those things.
Former friend.
No.
Damn.
But
God.
So I know how he thinks. He knows how I think. It's sort of like a poker game. He knows that I know that he knows that I know. Yeah. So I have to strategize that way when I'm picking out what slices I want to put it on, or how do I want to play the betting round? How do I want to practice with the buzzers? Like I'm much more concerned with gameplay than I am with knowledge, just because I know that I know so much. I know that he knows so much. He knows that I know a lot. Like you can study little tidbits and facts till the cows come home, but like at the end of the day, you put in a couple dozen hours to maybe not get asked about anything that you study. I would rather put time in like analyzing my game a little bit more and like trying to understand how I can outplay him rather than happen to get lucky and out knowledge him. Which like that's not to say that I don't have the same amount of knowledge as he does. I think both of us work very hard, and both of us have like we both know a lot about these types of, we both know a lot. Yeah, we both know a lot. We both know a lot. But I know that like pound for pound, hours for hours, like our studying is just so similar that I can't rely on just knowing more to win. You know, going up against people like Barbarian or a Haas, who are like very good players, but I know that I know more than them. So I can rely on the knowledge a little bit more. Whereas against Smets, I think I can't use that as a crutch quite as much. And also there's a lot of pressure knowing that it's now or never. Even when I was playing in Spectacular,
literally, it is literally now or never. Yeah.
Even when I was playing in Spectacular, I was like, oh man, like super bummed. But hey, you know what? There's always next season, you know?
Can't say that
so,
anymore.
and right. It really is now or never. So I know I really have to give it my all. It's the last thing that I think I really need to accomplish to sort of solidify my career. So obviously there's a lot of pressure there. And there's a lot of pressure because it's against him and Kaiser, who I think I absolutely blame for my shortcomings in the last few years. So there's a lot of that coming into it as well.
Well,
I love just the subtle shade.
I know
every few sentences, just the subtle shade.
The most polite shade you ever hear.
Brian, I'm gonna go to you next, but I just want to ask a simple question because you brought it up. Why do I feel like you would take all my money in poker? Are you good at poker?
Me?
You can absolutely.
I play some poker. I'm more of a blackjack guy, but I do play some online poker. Like,
okay.
I am playing in a poker tournament this fall. Like
what the? I'm more of a blackjack guy, but I'm playing in a poker tournament.
Well, yeah, but anybody can. You just have to pay. You just have to pay $60, and then you're in the satellite. Like, it's not like you have to be good to enter in the.
That's the equivalent of you throwing me into your golf tournament, being like,
who in their right mind would pay to play in a poker tournament if they're not good at poker?
The same that pay to play in golf tournament that played for.
I'm not purposely losing money.
I've never played like a live like real poker. Like I play like cash games and like home games with my friends and stuff, but like that's not the same as like playing a live game in a casino. Like I've played more online than I have live.
That's fair.
But I also watch a lot of. I watch not. I shouldn't over exaggerate, but like I watch quite a bit of poker. So like I think that also that's one of the like. You're not going to get better at basketball by watching the NBA. You know, you're not going to get better at like golf by watching Rory. But like you could get a lot better at poker by watching like Daniel Negreanu or Phil Ivey. Like it's one of those sports where like you can actually learn a lot by watching.
Wingblade's trying to hustle me. Look at him. He's already trying to take my money. Already trying to take my money. I see you, bro. I see you. All right, Brian, what do you got?
Do the Brewers get better when you watch them?
Yeah, they have. I was at the game on Friday.
I saw that. That was cute.
I can't talk crap.
I've been to 5 games this year. No, they've actually. I think they're 3-2 for games I've gone to. 4-1 maybe, something like that.
Ooh.
No, they're doing better now. They played super well today. They played really well yesterday. They got lucky on Friday. They're doing better.
Brian, aren't you a Red Sox fan?
Yeah, we have no room to talk. Me and Jake.
I was gonna say that
didn't you just lose 25-2?
25-2
Once
bro.
Once that chick from Euphoria pitched, we were done. Yeah, whatever her name.
Poor Sydney. Poor Sydney. Poor thing.
I'm gonna be honest. The only question I really care about is what new tattoos do you have since last time?
Oh my god!
Not even a
Really?
I don't think any since last time
I find that
saw
hard
you.
to believe.
I don't think this is the most recent one. I got that in February, and I think we've
Yeah,
talked.
we saw that.
I haven't seen that.
What's
Have
that
we?
one?
Saw that?
I saw that one.
Yeah, we've seen that.
I thought.
It may not have been like on a call like this, but I've definitely like shown you guys that before.
I've seen that.
That's the only. I got that in February. That's the only one since then.
I don't think I've seen that one.
No Schmoedown question.
The last one I remember was the Deluminator.
Yeah, that one I got. That was like last summer, like last May-ish.
I remember
like
that.
I'm a little bit
Time
behind.
flies by.
You are a little behind.
Seriously.
Catch up. Says me, who just got their first one.
Yeah.
And you know,
You got to catch up. That's what it is.
I gotta catch up. I know. I gotta get like 19 in the next like 2 years.
I appreciate the round one nailing the Star Wars question. Love
Yeah, I
Star
got you.
Wars.
People seem to think that because like I sometimes miss Star Wars questions that like I'm not good at that category. But like I just can't like compete in a Star Wars division. That doesn't mean that like
I don't even
any
think
IG
Star
player-
Wars competitors compete in the Star Wars division right now. So
Not
That's
anymore.
probably true.
I mean,
Yeah, fair point. Fair point.
I know.
Um,
We were talking about doing like for funsies, Lord of the Rings, and Molly was like, "Let's invite like Alex and Parker." So I'm like, "No, we'll never leave."
No.
I hope you write it. I hope you read it.
yeah, there we go.
Um,
Help write questions.
Our
I don't
patrons
even
would
blame it.
hate us. Are you joking me? They would hate us.
Well,
I'll hop
Molly's
in and
on
like
that.
help host or something. Yeah.
Molly's all for it with that show coming out. So
Yeah, for sure. For Rings of Power, yeah. So what? Oh yeah, the Star Wars thing. So yeah, like the first when I saw Rise of Skywalker opening night, I'm like, oh my god, it's Wedge. Like I understand like that kind of thing. I get the characters. Like yeah, it's just that I don't know who says whose first line is what. Like that's not the kind of stuff I pay attention to for Star Wars.
No, you shouldn't have to.
Yeah, you should have to. I mean,
pretty confident on Star Trek.
I was going to ask about that because that's not something that
I mean,
We've
it's
usually
not
seen
something
you
that
do.
like I don't think I've ever spun it before, ever in any of my other matches. It's one of the original 8 IG categories, so I've been studying it for years and years. It's not like something like I didn't grow up watching like TNG or Deep Space Nine. Like there was no like Star Wars or Star Trek like show for like my generation, so I wasn't really a huge Star Trek fan. The first Trek movie I saw was the 2009 Abrams one in the theater. Like, so that's not like I don't have a whole lot of history with that franchise, but I've also been studying it for like 5+ years now. So that's just something that I've always known I started learning super well. And then it just kind of got set on the back burner. And honestly, for me, that's like the epitome of a category where like, I don't have to like revisit it super often to still remember a lot about it. Because there is a lot of just like really weird names and like ticky-tacky stuff and like names of planets and like what movie does this happen on, and that's the kind of stuff that I just gravitate to, having seen a movie once, much less I've seen each of the Star Trek movies probably like, I don't know, 8-9 times, something like that.
oh, there's so many of them.
How many times have you watched?
There's
Lord of the
13.
Rings?
I couldn't
Honestly.
even tell you because I've been watching those movies since I was
Oh my God.
6 years old. So
God.
I could not tell you how many times. If you ask me how many times it's like logged in my letterbox, it's probably like 25 or something like that. But like it's 4 times that probably.
Oh my god.
Jeez.
Nope.
Those are-
Sean
that's
made
like
me
a
watch
month.
the extended edition the other day on Friday, and I was like, why
Did you
why
watch
did-
it?
So it was the third one because
That's
the first
no.
one I
like a
cannot get through
4-hour
without
movie.
falling asleep.
The third
So I
one's
could-
even longer.
I know. So we're watching it, and I was like, "This feels so long." I was like, "Is this the extended edition?" He's like, "No, no, definitely not
Totally
the
playing
extended
you
edition."
for a fool.
And I was like, "Okay, so it's probably like maybe another hour." And then he goes, "Okay, I'm done watching. Like I'm done watching this." So he's the one who stopped it, and I go, "Okay," and I pause it, and we're at the 3.5 hour mark,
Oh, God.
and there's still an hour and a half left of
Another
godforsaken
yeah.
movie, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
Is Return of the King over 4 hours? The extended
"It's
cut?
four. It's
Yeah.
4.5."
Yeah. It's like
Wow.
420, something like that. 418 maybe,
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
It's great.
Watch-
It's amazing. I love it.
Was this in? Was this?
I will say, I think now that we're just like going on a tangent, I think Return of the King, I think, is the one that gets helped the least with the extended edition. I think both the theatrical and extended of all 3 movies are like perfect, like incredible like storytelling and like movies. But I think the Return of the King is the one you need the extended edition the least. I think it adds some really interesting stuff, but I think 1 and 2 are helped out. Like you get so much more that's like interesting if that makes any sense. The scenes that are added and extended in 1 and 2 I think are better than the scenes that are added or extended in 3.
I'm gonna have to rewatch them before we're actually gonna do Lord of the Rings trivia. So
That's all you. I don't want to rewatch those movies. I'm
yeah,
good. I'm okay, thank you.
Or just make Alex and Parker. Actually, no. If Alex and Parker,
I'll
do it,
totally write it.
no one's gonna get one question.
It'll be the hardest movie quiz of
I'll
all
take
time.
it easy.
Hey, I
It'll
would
be
rather
fine.
them write the questions than play because
100%.
questions would not
100%.
stand a goddamn chance.
That's fair. That's
I
fair.
thought you were gonna say I'd rather them write it than me have to watch it.
That too. That too. So
All right, so back to just a little bit of Schmoedown here. Look, this is obviously, we've mentioned it a couple times. This is a match that's been waiting for a long time. It's you and Smets, right? You played in the fan leagues, right? You came into this league and you were under the wing of Kaiser and Smets, and you have yet to face each other. It's been a long road to this point.
Anyway.
In MTS, yes, you're correct. And you are two of arguably the best competitors in this division, in this league in general. What does it mean to, it's not the big finale for the Schmoedown, obviously, with Spectacular and everything, but what does it mean that, like, now that Schmoedown has an official end date, that you are getting your chance to fight him and play him and see where you stand against him with the title in your hand, or with the title match at hand?
Yeah. I mean, it means a lot. Like having the opportunity. I've always wanted to play him. You say brought under the wing of Smets and Kaiser. I say anchored down by. But you can choose to look at that however you like.
These subtle digs are
oh my God.
great.
It's not so subtle. I'm not like
they're not subtle at all, but you say them so nonchalantly. It's great. Gonna get a text from Kevin
it
later.
means a lot to be able to play him because I have worked with him. So like, our knowledge base is so similar. A lot of the categories, a lot of the movies. Well, a lot of the categories that I like, he likes. A lot of the categories that he doesn't have a deep base in, I didn't have a deep base in for a long time. Like, and we worked together for a long time. We studied together when we were in other online leagues before either of us were in the Schmoedown. We studied in 2019 once he debuted. We were still studying together and like working together every now and again. Obviously, once the first draft came up in the 2 seasons, my first 2 seasons, we were still working very closely. So, in a lot of ways, we're very mirror image competitors of each other. We both, when we play somebody who may not be exactly up to our level when it comes to just a pure knowledge base, we win pretty handily. He and I both have a lot of knockouts. The big difference is he's just won in big moment. He's won against competitors in the top tier, and I haven't. Like that's, I've lost to Chunjuru and Mike. Both are people who have beaten him, and he's beaten. He's had more opportunities than I have for sure in those big matches. But yeah, it means a lot to finally get the chance. We've wanted to play each other forever. Originally maybe it was just going to be like a test of skill against each other, and now it is a little bit more adversarial, and I kind of like that. I think that fuels both of us a little bit more to really have a challenge on our hands.
I dig it.
Yeah.
My heart breaks, but I also am very excited that you two are finally good.
Okay.
That you two are finally
Wow.
good. I'm glad. No, but I am stoked that you two are finally playing each other because I remember, and I've told you this, like I remember before we even met you, we were out at lunch with Kevin and he was talking about, oh yeah, this kid from Wisconsin, he's gonna come in here and he's gonna take the league completely by storm.
He was working against me even then. That's it.
He was hyping you up, you jerk.
Setting me up for failure is more like it.
Heartbreak.
Yeah, I think he and Kaiser were both part of the reason the expectations and the hype was so high. They knew I could never live up to it.
Wow. Well, hey, you have a championship match at hand again. So
yeah,
I mean, so you're at that point, and it is against Kevin and Kaiser. What I want to know is just the absolute smack talk y'all are gonna have for each other, because it's you and Kevin and Kate and Kaiser, and none of you are known. Even Kevin now was known as like kind of the let Kaiser do the talking. Now Kevin's kind of doing his own talking for himself, and so
y'all are just not going to be able to. I was not expecting him to crash after I beat Barbarian. He came in and I didn't really. I wanted to have him to have his little moment. He likes giving speeches that are about, twice as long as they need to be. But what he said, everything he said was true. Like I'm excited to see that SmackDown talk go down. Luckily, I've been workshopping stuff for the last couple of weeks with Elvis. He and I have really gotten to a groove of like, writing, brainstorming kind of digs that we're going to use. So I think between him and I think we'll be set.
How different is it going against Kevin versus Mike? Like, I feel like with Kevin, you're like, you have something to prove. Mike, you just want to slap.
I want to slap Kevin too. As far as like,
poor Kevin.
I don't know. I think the prep is pretty similar. If anything, like I said earlier, like the knowledge prep isn't what I'm focusing on quite as much this time around. I'm trying to focus on other parts of my game, but yeah, they are very different players. Like Smets obviously just have a little more personal relationship with, so I know how he thinks. I know his knowledge. I know like just kind of where his head is at a little bit more. I have a much better like read on him and what he's thinking in certain situations. If he's gonna, if we're both asked a question, I think I have a pretty good read on if he's gonna know it or not, just because we're so familiar with each other. Whereas Mike, that's not really a thing. And I think that kind of familiarity really helps you out, especially in the betting round and the speed round, right? Mm-hmm. Like if there's a betting round category that I think I have a good read on what he's going to do, what he's going to bet, especially in the speed round, if I hear the first bit of a question and I think, okay, I have a guess, but he's not going to know it. So I'm going to wait. There's different strategies. There's different ways to play the game. That's just kind of what I'm working on right now.
There's no way either of you are going to not bet 3. Let's be honest.
All you Chris.
I don't care what the category is.
No,
I don't
right.
care what the category is.
All you freaking crazy.
But with Mike, it wasn't necessarily that, right? Like
that's fair.
Mike, I think we spun like that. That's what a lot of the prep against Mike was, very heavily knowledge based, because it was still the first year with the new categories, right? This is now the second season with the new movies, so I'm a little bit more familiar with them. But with Mike, he didn't bet 3 and I did. Like that was a big point in the match, gaining one back. Like that's what I like so much about the 5-round format, is because with these people who are on such even wavelengths for knowledge base, the gameplay can come into effect a little bit more, which I like.
Agreed.
There's a reason that it's not a 10,000 question written quiz. Like, it's more exciting to have gameplay.
We can't keep PJ away from food and water that long to write.
He can have some.
Stay hydrated.
He can have some of Elvis's scraps.
Oh.
All right. Final question to wrap this up. This very well may be the last time we're able to have you on the show once Schmoedown is actually officially over.
If you have the choice, yeah.
Well, hey, this is the
we
second
have to
time.
No, we have to. We have
now.
to keep up
Come
with
on
the
now.
contractually obligated once a year thing.
Yeah.
Schmoedown or not.
But I did want to ask, just in case, because Schmoedown is ending here in just a little while. What does all of this mean to you? Right? Like what does the movie trivia Schmoedown mean to you, and how has it been to be able to compete and partake in all of this?
And you don't have to be a dick about this answer.
No, I'm not gonna. I have a, especially in like when like there's big changes like the Schmoedown ending, I have like a tendency to like go way over earnest. It's been an incredible opportunity. I've been a fan of the show for so long, and of so many of the people that really getting my shot. Has been an incredible way to spend the last couple of years. It has hit me at a really good time. Like I debuted a few months after, like the draft was a few months after I graduated college. So that was just sort of the next step in my life after not like living with my best friends anymore. And so meeting, so many incredible people that I'm very, very, very close with. It's been a real gift. And the Schmoedown as a whole, I think it's a real bummer that it's ending. And I also think there's I'm like an eternal optimist. Like this lasted 9 seasons, and there was a lot of really good things that came out of it. Both, on screen, like we made some like really good, engaging, matches, and built an incredible, channel and fan base and community. And also off camera, like the way that we've impacted each other's lives, like that can't be understated. And it lasted 9 seasons, and TV shows on cable don't really last 9 seasons anymore.
Yeah.
So like I think it's something to be grateful that it lasted this long, and sort of move on to what's next. Like there's no time in the next 5 years that I'm gonna be asked stupid questions about like Amazing Spider-Man 2 or anything like that. But I also I wouldn't have changed how I spent the last 3 years. Like it's what I spent my time on. It's what I put my heart and my time and my money and my energy into, and I'm really glad I did. And I think I'm gonna stay in contact with a lot of the people, and I just hope that I hope people stick it out through the end. I will. It just it means a lot. And like Adam Witt always says, this is a very silly game. It's a very silly thing we're doing. How lucky are we to be able to like go on a YouTube show and answer movie trivia questions about stuff that we've loved for decades.
Yeah.
Like how lucky are we to be able to do that? That is an incredible gift. And we wouldn't have like not just me personally, but the show as a whole like would not have that opportunity if the people both the competitors and managers and all of the people behind the scenes and the after show community and just the people who watch and comment, like if people didn't love and care about it as much as they did, it wouldn't have made the impact that it did. So really it's just like a thank you to everyone who watched, and I hope you stick around. And thanks, because I wouldn't I'm very, very happy with how I spent the last few years.
I mean, hell, we were all in the same room when you got drafted, right?
Yeah, we were all there.
We were there.
Yep.
And then we stayed. Was it that year, Jake, or not?
Yeah. I think it was that year. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Sean's first match in studio was Parker's first match in studio.
It was.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
So
super
cute.
Well, yeah, Parker, thank you. Thanks
for having me.
Joining us the multiple times you have, and always gracing your presence on the channel. It's always been fun, and good luck on Friday. Big match, your biggest match yet. Man. Can't wait to see how it goes. I'm not going to say who I'm rooting for, but good luck.
It's all right. I know you're you're blinded by Smets and his this wool that he's pulled over everybody's eyes. It's a scam. It's a lie. I'm ready to prove that he is a fraud. Bye.
Oh. Love it. I love it. So great. Bye, Parker. Thank you.
Even I can't click the leave fast, but not fast.
Okay, bye.
That was great. I mean, it's fun to, and just full disclosure for everyone watching, he actually messaged and said, hey, should I come on as the character or should I come on as Robert Parker? And we've never really done like character interviews on this show. It's always been kind of like a behind the scenes look, but it's always fun to get competitors when they kind of do a little of both. And he was clearly doing it. He was clearly having a little fun. So I'm excited to see what he brings to the table up against Kevin, because the two of them together in a room are going to be really, really fun. So.
This could be a very, very, very long match.
Yeah, that's true.
That is very
true. That is very true. All right, well, let's get into it, everybody. We have 4 matches to discuss. 2 weeks of Friday Night Titans. The first one might go a little quick because it involved just 3 people. We had the William Bibiani and Brendan Meyer match.
Robert, you're welcome.
Thank you. So we had Bibbs and the Kid face off against each other, which ended up with the Kid taking the victory up against his teammates. Love to see it. And then he went on to face Mr. Irwin, Ethan Irwin, in a number 1 contender match. Or excuse me, a match before a number 1 contender match. And he walks away, Mr. Irwin walks away with the victory in this one by a very slim margin. Brendan Meyer gets one of the hardest questions I've heard in a very long time, that Elvis question from the 50s. Super, super tough. But let's start with the first one. Bibbs, Kid, Jill, what did you think about the back and forth between these two teammates?
What a treat. I mean, we knew going into this match it would just be a super fun one. You know, they're just going to have a good time with it. They, in typical Shazam William Bibiani fashion, they came out and did a really
good
little entrance where they were each other, and that was super cute. It was a really fun match, and we got you know, it's Bibbs and the kid, so it's going to be competitive because they are, you know, they know their ish. They were the former team's champions, so for a long time, so they know what they're doing. But it was a lot of fun. I am glad that Brendan got the win because I think he was the underdog in that match because Bibbs is just such a trivia powerhouse.
Yeah.
Like he's just an encyclopedia of trivia knowledge. Like I don't think he studies. I think he just knows everything.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think Brendan was definitely the underdog in that situation. So I was really thrilled that he was able to pull that win. Because I think it boosted his confidence a little bit. You know, I don't think he sees himself as like a shadow to Bibbs by any means, but it's nice to see him do well in singles too. So it was fun. It was really fun. I liked that match a lot.
Yeah, I agree. It's always interesting to see teammates go off against each other, but it's Shazam. Like they don't really have like a bad bone in their body when they play.
No.
They're always positive in every situation. They find a way to be positive, and I'm glad it was a very close match. It was very, very close, and they both played very well. I agree with you, Joe. I think it worked out better that Brendan won. I think he kind of needed that victory to get over the hump a little bit. He's faced so many good players over the years and hasn't been able to get over that hump of beating them. And he got a shot. He beat Bibbs, and he got a shot against Ethan. You know, I am obviously bummed just because I don't know when we'll see him next or if we'll see him next.
Yeah.
You know, with time winding down, and same with Bibbs, you know, because he lost in singles. So, but it was fun. It lived up to it. You know, you see William Bibiani and Brendan the Kid Meyer on the title card, and you expect a good match. And I thought it was a really, really good match. So I enjoyed it.
That's my only thing that the not being able to see them again, seeing like this all happen in one episode, because obviously we're on a time crunch. So like you could have seen them later, but now you're cranking them out. So it's like that might have been the last one. We don't know.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of.
Well, I even think in this, was there an end scene in this episode? I don't think there was an end scene in this episode.
That's a good point.
So
I don't remember.
Because I don't think this one had an end scene.
I don't think there was.
Which the second episode, the episode that aired this past Friday had one.
There was an end
scene. This one did
scene,
not. So I think they're at that point.
Okay, Leo said no end cutscene. Yeah.
So now I think they're at that point where they're starting to
run out.
Not run out, but they're
Just
not
end the
airing.
story.
They're not airing stuff where they know for a fact the story's not going to continue.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes
Yeah.
yes, yeah. They're scrapping some stuff they may have shot because it just doesn't make sense to show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense, and that's probably why they placed those two matches in the same Friday Night Titans, is to fill some gaps of possible stuff that's coming or was supposed to come anyway.
Yeah.
And you put the two kid matches back to back just so you can set up what is coming because, like Brian said, we are on such a time crunch.
Yeah.
So, what about Irwin and the kid here? So look, Ethan Irwin is Ethan Irwin. Let's be honest. I mean, he's a insanely good encyclopedia of movie knowledge, and I think he's one of the toughest competitors to go up against, no matter how he's acting or who he's managed by.
What's funny is even as Mr. Irwin, when it comes to being in the actual match itself, he'll like clap for the other person.
Yeah.
Like he's like,
still very respectable.
No,
Yeah.
Ethan, stop! Like you're not supposed to do that. But he's just
You're
like,
a
He just
bad
needs
guy.
to stand there. Yeah, he just needs to stand there and stop doing that stuff. And again, just like I said with the first one, I'm really glad this one was close. I'm really glad. Like it was tied. It was tied until Ethan answered his 5.
Mhm.
Like there was a chance of OT if he didn't answer his 5-point question. So I'm really glad because it shows that the kid was always capable of being as good of a player as he's been over the last couple of years with Shazam, and that Ethan still has it and still can compete for titles in big matches where he won a title a few years ago. And now we get Mr. Irwin versus Sam Levine, which is going to be a banger of a match. So that's going to be an awesome match. But yeah, I mean, what are we thinking about Irwin
Have they
and
played
Meyer
before?
here? I'm pretty sure Sam retired when Ethan first started, and so they probably have not competed in singles together.
Okay. So it's one of those it's about damn time type.
Yeah,
matches.
well, Sam has been retired, so it makes
Well, yeah,
sense.
but
that
I
they
meant
haven't
like
played.
in the sense of like we've been waiting for this one at some point.
Yeah, it's going to be a crazy match. This one's going to be a crazy match.
I dig it. I'm all for it.
Me too. Give it to me.
Give
Yeah,
me
and I
the
don't know when that
button.
one is, so I don't know when that one airs. Leo can say it if he
I
knows.
have
Are we
the schedule.
are we getting that one? Is that one that we're getting?
Oh.
I hope we're getting it.
Yeah, it's not this week, but next week.
Okay.
Singles title: Sam Levine versus TBA 805.
So that's probably the last singles title match before Spectacular, I would imagine.
Yeah, I would guess
Titles
so.
match, yes. Singles, no.
August 5th
Yeah.
is the last Titans.
Wow, so that'll be the last Titans, is that match. We have 2 weeks left of Friday Night Titans. The rest of them are just
Wow.
random matches, I think.
Yeah, because so after that it's Gold Leader versus Travis Fishburne, Clee Wiggins versus Brother Lomas, Rick Gratis versus Paige, contenders of Nikki versus Ace, teams TBA versus teams TBA, and then an exhibition, and that's it.
2 more weeks, y'all.
Wow. It
God.
has come up so quick.
Oh my
It's
god.
come up so quick. Yeah, so
And then
unfortunately
nothing till October and until
nothing
till
until
October.
October. Well, hopefully one of those TBA and teams matches is Shazam. Otherwise, this was the last time that we see William Bibiani and Brendan the Kid Meyer.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Which is so hard to think about.
That's a bummer.
I always joke us to see Brendan everywhere.
I literally hung out with Brendan like the past 2
That's why
weekends, but
Not fair.
but still, like, you know.
Jake, let's move to LA.
Yeah, we just moved down here. You can hang out with him all the time.
There's so much going on in my life right now. I'm not doing anything.
I also learned yesterday that in Brandon Hannah's phone, my name is Jill Enemy,
The
and I was like, as it should be.
Hitman returns confirmed. The Hitman is still there. He is
I told
faking.
y'all. I
He's
told
faking
y'all.
it. Buzz does not exist. It is
He-
fake.
It is a part of him. It
It is
never
fake.
escape.
No buzz.
Buzz.
Mr. B, that's a great question. If you're talking about the teams rematch, I would imagine that Shazam will get a rematch, but we have to remember at this point in time, it all depends if it filmed. It all depends if it filmed. There's no new filming from what we've been told. So if a title match was filmed, then there will be a rematch. So we'll see. That's something that we're just going to have to wait and see on, unfortunately. It sucks to wait and be in the unknown, but we kind of just have to wait and see in that one.
Hopefully we'll see him at Spectacular, but
yeah.
Even then,
I mean, honestly, like,
Yeah.
I don't know what the team's path looks like, but I would totally be okay with Spectacular being Shazam versus King Arthur 3. Honestly,
hell yeah.
like they've played twice. It's 1-1 versus two of them. Give them a rubber match at Spectacular. They're arguably the two best teams right now, in my opinion. Anyway, so
Currently, yeah.
So, and I don't think anybody should play at Spectacular other than them because their records are the biggest compared to everybody else. So,
yeah, because this is what we have. So, yeah.
Ooh, the exhibitions are all September long. I love it.
You're on the
Okay.
cusp.
So we have 2 full months of Schmoedown left. It's just a little bit of a different style because there's some matches
Well,
that
September's going to
need
be,
fit.
I think, the same.
Okay. So we are still getting matches. It's just singular matches.
Yeah, they're just all singular matches. Which are those, Brian? Are those Tuesdays or Wednesdays? Oh wow. Those are all over the place, right? Tuesday, Thursday. The 19th is like a Wednesday or something. So once Friday Night Titans is over, they're going to be released just like they have been in the past on YouTube in the middle of the day, probably, which I'm okay with.
At least we'll have some more Schmoedown to talk about.
Yeah, for sure.
No, those are all Fridays.
The 10th and 12th,
no.
there's no way both are Fridays.
Oh, well, yeah, not those two. But the Star Wars matches don't. But everything else, other than the
everything
Wars
else is
matches,
Fridays?
they're all
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, either way. Okay, let's get to this week's Friday Night Titans. Cool Inner Geekdom match between two newcomers as far as IG go. One is the former singles champion of the world, Mr. Adam Collins, jumping in IG, facing off against a newbie, Mr. Sean Wingblade. Very cool match between these two. They had a nice little cutscene at the very beginning as well. Adam win. It seems like Sean is kind of being managed by Adam.
Looks like it.
I think it kind of maybe he's representing him, if you will. And I thought they both played great. I thought they both played very well. Adam obviously had a little bit of a rough round 3 that gave Sean the victory. But
they
kudos,
both balanced pretty much.
Well, I was going to say
different
kudos to
areas.
Sean for answering his 5 that ended up giving him the victory.
At the last freaking possible second,
Yeah.
Mr. Wingblade.
Yeah, like what a pull. But it again, like I hate to keep bringing it up, but like it's just a bummer that we're not going to be seeing much of them in IG.
Yeah.
You know, like
This'll
after the way they
it.
played.
I don't think
So-
Wingplade's going to be upset. He gets to walk out undefeated.
Right? Hey.
Beating Adam Collins.
Beating
Adam
Adam
Collins.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's
It was
cool.
a good freaking match.
Mhm.
Like, really good. I wrote all the stuff down, like ending round 1, 8-7 for Sean. Although, how dare Mr. Collins miss a Harry Potter question?
With the pumpkin
Creature.
cookies.
The creature
Oh.
question.
Oh, yeah, he missed 2.
He missed 2.
He missed the
2.
creature question, yeah.
Uh,
Sean, undefeated, undisputed.
I mean, he's not wrong. What did we see? Collins took Superman. Got 7 of them. Not bad. 7 points, I should say. Mr. Wingblade, I appreciate you taking the gamble, good sir.
The wild card.
The wild card.
Take some.
I mean,
cojones
might as
that
well
a lot of these
like they
people
said
have.
it. Like they said at the desk, they don't know what his strengths are if they're not
Yeah.
watching
Why
FCL.
not?
Fucking,
And
you know,
and if
go
you're
for
in,
it.
also like if I was in
where's my
Sean's
sweat
position,
Oh, sorry. Make a tally.
if
I'll put it.
if
I'll put
I
$1 in
was
the swear jar.
if I was in
You know
Sean's
my
position
sword for it.
and it was only like possibly my only time to ever play IG Schmoedown, I would 1000% take the wild card.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
you have
Like,
to.
there's no way you should not take the wild card if it's your only chance to actually spin that wheel.
100%. And you took it on the first one. Good for you. Fantasy sci-fi is not easy.
Mm-mm.
No, it's
At
very
all.
broad. Very broad. Yeah.
Came back from round 2. Get the 2 and the 5. Adam only got the 2.
Yeah. It was a very back and forth match.
It was a good. Those are my favorite ones when it's like, oh, he's doing good.
Yeah.
Oh crap!
Yeah,
now
and
he's
they,
losing.
and they both
Oh, he won.
they both got categories in the second round that they were okay at, but they probably didn't like want. And Sean said it in the chat, but he got the one category that he didn't want. And he didn't do too bad at it. But it was fun. I mean, you know, it's hard to jump over from one division to another like Adam did, and he's clearly very knowledgeable in it. He even called out the whole IG division plus the Star Wars division. So in his post interview, and Sean obviously being an IG FCL competitor, arguably the best, and not having a belt, even though he made one at home, I expected him to do well, and it was awesome to see him play someone like Adam and take the victory. So nice little intro match to what we got for the teams match that followed. So
Mhm. The loud teams match.
yeah, we got the so we had Rick the Rager Radis and Brother Lomas returned. And what is their name? What's their
The
name
Reckoning.
again?
The
The
Reckoning.
Reckoning. It just doesn't fit them. I don't know why, but whatever. The Reckoning takes on Impact, Mike Kalinowski and Marisol McKee. We finally get to see these two team up together after it was introduced that obviously Chance and Mike splitting, but that Mike would be teaming with Marisol, not Chance.
Mhm.
Bless you, Jill. And What a debut for the two of them. Mike and Marisol played pretty damn well.
Reagan didn't play too bad either.
No, they didn't. But in this type of situation, the
When you're
talk
going
is
up
going to go
against
more
a powerhouse like Lady Justice and Mike Kalinowski.
Yeah.
I mean, the first round, they freaking went both perfect.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Although
But Rick got the bonus question.
I know.
Only
When I
Rick
heard it
got
was
the-
a spooky question, I went, "Oh crap,
Mhm.
he's got it."
Yeah, only Rick got the bonus question, which was cool. It's such a bummer because it's like too little, too late for this team. Like
Yeah.
just too little, too late. You
Yeah.
know? Are we gonna see them again? I don't know.
Probably
But it was
not.
great to see him team up.
Probably
You know?
not. We're probably not going to. Well, we aren't going to even get to see Fishburne and Chance.
It doesn't.
Well, we
sound
got to
like
see him
it.
once. Yeah.
I know, but still.
It's a
I mean,
bummer.
as far as the match goes, though, I mean, it was great. It was the back and forth was great between the four of them.
Oh yeah.
Mike and Radis obviously taking precedence in the two with their mouths.
As the
And yeah, I mean, it was a great match. And Impact, if the season were to go on and stuff, I would definitely call them a contender. But I don't know what it's looking at right now. So
I'm going to the grave.
fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, that was a fun one. You know, it's always the more often that Marisol McKee is on my screen, like the better. Like, you know, I love watching her compete, and her and Mike together are a fun little team. You know, you can totally tell that they have the chemistry with each other. They've been on the same faction since Marisol has been in the Schmoedown. I thought they were really fun. She kind of played off his little banter, but also I think kind of kept him in check at the same time.
Yeah.
Which was nice. And then just the insane characters of Rick Radis and Brother Lomas is always just a treat. It was a fun match. I'm very glad that that the corruption faction took the win with this, but it was a fun one. I enjoyed it.
I've never been so out of the loop in a round two than it was this match. Director.
Yeah, the categories were
Richard Donner and Spike Lee.
Richard Donner and Spike Lee. That's what it was.
I didn't know that Kalinowski had a Spike Lee podcast. That was a
Yeah,
fun
was
little-
that actually real though?
I don't
It
think so.
sounded like it was, because in the thing he was like, in one of the questions he was like, "This is the one movie we didn't talk about in my podcast," and so like, I wouldn't be surprised if that was like legit a thing.
He talks out of his you know what though.
I mean, it's very possible. It's very possible. I wouldn't put
I'm
it
turning
past
my
him.
AC on, so I'm sorry if it's loud. It's hot.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
It's Southern California hot. It's not.
It's hot. It's hot.
Give it 2 weeks and you'll meet hot.
Yeah, and Leo said in the chat, we've mentioned this, but both post-match interviews got reduced here. It looked like they were teasing some storylines from both teams, but the show ending, they had to cut it. Yeah, and unfortunately, it's just the nature of the game right now. It's just the nature of the game. They're going to focus on what's kind of happening and what they have. And that was what the post scene was all about. We had a scene with Sean, Adam, and Kevin, and then we see Parker being chased around the office by Barbarian.
So good.
I laughed so hard. It came
Barbarian
out of
just sprinting
nowhere.
through the hallway trying
I
to
just
chase Parker
I
down.
liked Robert in his little shorts, because usually when
Yeah.
you see Robert, he's in like the full-on three-piece suit. So
Uh-huh,
he's just like, I'm in my shorts and I got Elvis.
Yeah.
And he's
It's so
Okay.
good.
This is what I'm biggest.
oh,
Yeah.
coast to coast. Yeah.
That is
We only
my
got to see him the
biggest.
2 times. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all we're going to be able to
I
get to
would
see him.
give money to see
Yeah.
Marisol and Mike go against Adam and Paul.
That's
Oh.
probably what they were trying to set up.
I'm
to be
sure,
honest.
and it
Yeah.
makes me so upset.
So
Yeah.
I like Brian Ward's suggestion that at the end of the Schmoedown, they should do like a where they are now, but just have it be completely made up stuff. Like,
I'm just waiting for the Schmoedown.
Oh my God,
revamp.
Brother Lomas as Supreme Court. Oh my God.
yeah.
Good
Give
God.
me the
Help us
Schmoedown
all.
like 20 years from now, where it's like we check in back on everyone, and Mike looks exactly
Like
the
a Harry Potter ending, right? 19
Yeah.
years later.
Yeah.
You know, and we're just like,
same.
we just have
Who
camera
knew
shots.
that.
We just, dude,
He
come on.
tried to flex on us, Joe.
You
right
see
there.
me
Did
in
catch
trivia,
that?
bro?
What?
Like we,
He pulling out the 19 years later for Harry Potter. He tried to flex on us.
Is that the one
no,
Harry
like,
Potter trivia you know?
Yeah.
The-
Did you know the creature one?
Yeah, new creature. Yeah.
Did
Brian,
you know the
don't want
pumpkin pasties?
Brian, you don't want none of this smoke, Brian.
Did you
want
know the
none of this
pumpkin
smoke.
pasties?
Did not know that, but you don't want none of this smoke.
Okay.
Don't want none of this smoke. I would love to see like a 10 years later, or how much time in the future, and we cut to like all these people who in their lives, and you go to someone like Mike, and he's
looks
still
exactly
surrounded
the same.
by he looks the same, but his hair's gray, but he's still surrounded by all of his Batman dolls in the same exact apartment that him and Shannon have had for years.
No. with
And he's like,
a bowl of lollipops.
a bowl of lollipops, and he's looking over old matches like, I shouldn't have lost that belt.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh my god.
Or Barbarian with Elvis still, and Elvis has turned gray.
Oh, that'd be sad.
That'd be so great.
Oh.
Sad. Oh man.
Come on, people, let's film some scenes. Let's film
That'd be
some
cute.
scenes.
That would be cute though.
Nussbaum said, I'm waiting for them to do Son of Schmoedown similar to Son of Jackass. Interesting. Andrew Guy at his wedding with the table. With the desk. Baby Elvises.
Oh, bunch of little baby Elvises.
A bunch of baby Elvises.
Curtis, that's good. That's a good
Yeah.
one.
Schmoedown 2048, obviously a reference
Just
to
little carpets.
to Blade Runner.
That's what we
Elvis
should
at
get.
Barbarian's grave. Oh my God,
Oh
Brian
my
Ward.
God.
Brian Ward. That's brutal.
I like the baby Elvises.
They'd just be like little carpet.
Barbarian's
swabs.
just a happy granddad, and he's got Elvis and then the little babies.
It would be like,
little baby Elvises.
What is it called? How to Train Your Dragon. Where they
Yeah.
come back to all the-
Yes. Dewberry and Video Drew getting married,
Oh.
or already
Oh
being
my
married.
God! That she finally convinced him, but maybe he's
Yeah.
like forced to do it.
This one at William's comment is
with
gold.
an elderly Bateman finally watching Tokyo Drift.
Gold.
Oh shit!
Gold.
Wow.
Or
Oh my God.
Bateman like having lunch with Lucas Black, and it's a photoshopped Lucas Black or something,
Oh,
and he's
God.
meeting Lucas. That would be great. That'd be great.
Oh my god.
That'd
There's
be
so
amazing.
many good ones.
There's so many great ideas. There's so many great
good
ideas.
ones.
I would love to see them all. We're probably not going to see any.
Nussbaum, that's a
Um,
good one too. Same
but-
with Fiend selling belt polish. That's a good one.
But yeah, I think that covers everything this week, guys. We had a lot to talk about, but not too long of a time here. It's obviously strange talking about it each week, just because we can't predict like what's coming.
Yeah, there's
No.
we can't really do a hypothesis discussion. of
Yeah,
where
like
this
who's
is
gonna
going.
play who, or the path of this. We know what's coming, and that's pretty much it. So, we apologize if it's not as deep of a discussion as it has been in the past, but we're excited that Schmoedown is still happening for the next 2 months. So we have a lot of cool matches coming our way still. Obviously, this week is Kevin Smets and Robert Parker. And I believe a Star Wars match comes out this week. Alex Damon and Marie Wilson. Do we want to make a couple predictions before we head out, guys?
Yeah, Alex is washed up now, so I'm going.
I'm
Alex is- well, I'll answer
I mean-
as if we were Molly and say, yeah, he's washed up now.
I mean, honestly, it's crazy to say, but I was going to pick Marie. I think Marie is probably, we haven't been able to see much of her,
Mm-mm.
which means she's probably studying her tail off. But I think it'll be a close match. I just think that Alex is too damn busy with the channel, and he and Molly are all over the place. I think Marie's probably got a little bit of an upper leg on him right now. So
I do agree with Leo though that I think Alex needs a win to end.
Yeah.
his
he's had a
story.
rough 2 years. He's had
Yeah.
a rough 2 years after like the first 4 or 5 being just stellar.
Yeah.
So, but with the way these questions have been written lately, I don't know what's happening. I don't
I
know.
ain't
Yeah.
anywhere around it, so have fun.
No.
Right? All right, and then final predictions here. Kevin Smets, Robert Parker. Let's go around the table real quick. Chill, Brian, where are we at?
Robert, I love you, and I know you're sassy right now. but I'll deal with your sass. I'm still gonna give it to Smets. I think it's gonna be a long match.
Yeah, I think so too.
But
I mean, he has to do it, right?
Who?
Parker?
Yeah.
Well, it's now or never. But
That's why I entitled the video.
Title of the episode, Joe.
I got you.
I mean, he has to, right? Come on.
I mean, this is a good point too. Smets has
Yeah,
never
Smets has not
defended.
I'll go Parker. I like a.
You're going Parker, so 2 Smets, 1 Parker, and I
like a little
I don't know
sass.
where Molly would be, but she'd probably go Parker.
Molly
as well, I would think.
probably doesn't want to answer. That's why she's not here.
she's like, I don't want to deal with this.
Her family has been broken apart.
They've been broken.
So we got a couple other Kevins here. Parker's going to get smashed by Gordon. This could be another 5150. We need an IG one.
Mm-hmm.
We need an IG 5150. It's very possible. Therrell's right too. I think buzzers might decide the match.
Very much.
Like
Yeah.
Brian mentioned earlier when Parker was on, I think they're both betting 3 no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
And
He
buzzers
even was
will
like-
more than likely, buzzers will more than likely end up deciding this match. So, well, there it is, guys. This week's POV, not too long tonight. Covered everything we possibly could in the world of Schmoedown at the moment. We'll be back next week, covering Kevin Smets and Robert Parker, talking about that title match. For all of our patrons, a couple things coming up this week. We have the watch along tomorrow, our second watch along of the month of a Goofy movie. A Goofy movie. We're doing a watch along tomorrow evening. So if you would like to join, $2 a month will get you a watch along, and we had 2 this month. We did The Sandlot last week. We're doing a Goofy movie, this week. We did Captain America trivia last week, which was awesome. It was so fun.
It was a big turnout.
It was so competitive.
Hi, Rachel.
Great job. Rachel totally would have lost, but that's okay.
Don't give her Superman.
She
Put
likes
her
to
in
talk her game up. So
Let's
no,
do a
her and Superman trivia. You know who we should do? We should make a Rachel versus Sean Wingblade Superman trivia.
No, well, Billy talks all that mess. He knows Superman,
Maybe.
so throw him in that. Ooh,
Okay, maybe.
Superman, I have to be on the
Maybe.
lookout.
And then also, and I know we're a little late on this one, but all because of time with all of us 4 trying to plan it, the Q&A will be coming out this week. We promise. We have a date filmed, or a time filmed for it, and we will be releasing the Q&A this week. But the cool thing is, a post for next month's Q&A comes out this week, so have your questions ready.
Are you guys
you're
doing happy hour this weekend?
Sean and I are discussing. More than likely, you will
This is
see
what
one this
happens
weekend.
when you put Sean and Jake in charge of
Yeah,
your show.
That's not true.
Molly-
I've been so busy.
Molly and I
I'm
are not
so busy.
responsible.
You know what? A happy hour is going to happen this weekend, everybody. Mark it down. It's happening.
It's gonna
Happening.
drop. You'll just see the little notification at POV is live.
You're just going to see us live. That's all. It doesn't matter. It's going to happen. Just be ready. Be ready with your drinks in your hand. You know, it's going to be a blast. It's going to be a blast. Brian, get ready. Get your liver ready, my friend.
You gotta have to
Come
come
in
bring
class.
the drinks to me, so I'll believe it when I
No,
see
just
it.
come to me. Come hang out with the dogs. Drink some whiskey. It'll be good.
Jill, remember when a couple weeks ago I said, "How am I gonna get these drinks?" Oh, I'm gonna bring them to you. Now it's, oh, you come hang out with the dogs.
Yeah, you can
The
come
do-
out.
Hey, I'd go hang out with the dogs. You get dogs.
Yeah. That whenever it's, I don't want to go anywhere. Come hang out with the dogs.
But you get dogs
hang out
out
with
of the
dogs.
deal, Brian. You get
Oh,
dogs.
not
out
with
of the deal.
Ray.
Look at
Give
him.
me-
Look at that
give
big
me-
ol' head.
Give me that sweet precious.
Hi,
Look
Bubba.
at that big ol' noggin.
Ray's
He does
too
not
much
let-
energy
oh,
for
hi,
me.
Bubba.
He's like,
Hi.
okay, I'll come
Yeah,
say hi.
See, yeah, Artie
come here.
films is correct whenever Sean
Come
isn't playing
here.
Apex is when happy hour is being figured out.
my
Oh, okay, Ray.
Look at that big old noggin. Look at
I don't
you.
want to be up here more, Dad. You're squishy me.
Oh, yeah, kisses.
Come see this guy, Brian.
Go give
Come
him
see
love.
this face.
And where's the other sweet precious child?
She's laying in the corner over there. She's tired. She's tired. Yes, but no, honestly, you'll probably see a happy hour at the end of this week, guys. I promise. I'm gonna text Sean right now. That way I get responded to by Tuesday.
Oh, good luck. Yeah, I was gonna say.
You'll
Oh,
get a response at
police
some
are
point
coming.
this week.
Jill, you guys aren't doing it this weekend, right? Just double check.
We're supposed to go to Alex Marzonia's birthday, but
On what day?
Friday.
Ah!
But I don't know. But we've already been planning this beforehand, so this would probably take precedence.
We'll figure it
So,
out. No. I'm not gonna make you guys miss a birthday. We'll figure it out. Happy hour boys night this week. It's happening. Promise.
It'll happen. Something will
It's
It's
happen.
gonna happen.
Sure.
We have to happen. We have to make it happen in July. So we only have. We only
got this
have.
week.
7 days.
We have till next Sunday to make it happen, everybody.
You got a week.
This is what happens when you give the boys in charge.
Yep. This is what happens.
Wouldn't want it any way else. All right, let's let everyone know where we can find them online. Everybody, Jill, start us off.
Yeah, Jilly Marie, 2 Y's, 2 E's, Twitter and Instagram. Sean and I have talked about it. I don't know when we're going to, but I'm going to be joining him on his streams. Oh, hi, Baby Ray. I'm going to be joining him on his streams, doing some co-op games once I get a controller. So sometime soon. You can catch me on his Twitch channel.
Fine.
And Brian.
For what? What did I do this
Everything.
time?
Everything.
Not happy hour. I didn't even find out until I was getting thrown into happy hour
You're not wrong, Harrison. You're not wrong.
Be of Alcino on Twitter and Instagram. Apocalypse Movies with Jake. Talking Comic-Con. I'm going to be in Tahoe and I'm bringing my literal desktop so that I'm not missing the show. So show up.
That's what we're gonna play, Joey. We're gonna play that too.
Also, another little shameless plug for Apocalypse. Since I have no time, I literally have to watch Don John right now, and
He's gonna live tweet.
I've been asked to live tweet this movie.
He's gonna live tweet Don John. Everybody,
I don't
get
know why.
on it.
So if you want to follow that on Twitter, I'll probably be doing that in the next 15 minutes.
Yes. Vapion, thank you so much for the kind words. We appreciate it, my guy. Apocalypse Movies with Brian. Qui-Gon Jake, 2 N's because someone else took it before I did on Twitter and Instagram. Patreon here, guys. I promise you. We have things coming that will be post Schmoedown. When Schmoedown is officially over, announcements will be coming soon. And you'll hear about what the plan is for POV in the future. We're not going anywhere. We will be here. The 4 of us are going to be on screen plenty of times with a bunch of things coming here in the future. We're very, very excited about. We appreciate everyone who continues to come here each week. I know that it's hard because Schmoedown is ending. I know that a lot of people probably don't watch stuff because it is ending. So everyone who joins us every week, we really appreciate it. We love you guys. We hope you guys are staying safe out there. Have a great rest of your week, and we will catch you guys next time.